Zindabad, long live our struggle. Struggle for justice, struggle for equality, struggle for right to every man on this world. What we have been singing all this while. I'm very emotional. In the beginning I thought I won't be able to speak. To be here in this school after 28 years. I think after being here, I should have come here earlier. Mrs. Matthew, who has been with us when I joined the school here, I don't know if even I call her Annie because we have been playing football. So Madam Annie will understand me. Annie, I don't know whether she knows that I got scholarship from 5th standard to 12th standard in St. Mary's. Did you know that? No. And I tell you, this is a part of Mrs. Matthews that not many people, maybe they don't know because even Annie did not know. My family was not very well off. We used to stay in subsidized in way too long. And we didn't have a very flourishing, my father didn't have a very flourishing business and we were unable to pay the fees. Me and my sister, Sabina. She taught, she was 2 years younger, junior than me. And my mother had come to take us out of the school and put us in the government school, which was right there at the roost. And Mrs. Matthew said that don't take them out. And they were in studies and we didn't want to go. We didn't want to leave the school. And we used to cry and we say that no, we don't want to leave the school. Somehow I used to go and put mehndi for people in the evenings and earn the money. We used to give tuitions to other children. But we said we pay the fees but we want to study in St. Mary's. And that is the time when Mrs. Matthew said that we give them scholarship. But don't let them from 5th standard to 12th standard. I got scholarship in this school, and I think that is the reason why I am here delivering that lecture. That is the best way to pay the homage that one good deed done passes on for many generations and many lives to come. And that is the reason I feel. From that day onward, we studied well, I got scholarship in colleges, till I studied. And that is the time, when the time came that I had to decide what career to choose. I'm sure every student who's sitting here who's in 9th standard is already thinking what package I should get when I start earning. I want a package of 15 lakh per annum, 20 lakh. That is what works in our mind now. I see children who call me out, who have been my friends' children, and they say that, Auntie, kya kare? We want the profession which gives us maximum money. We want money, and that is all that matters. Nobody has ever, I have seen the students today, I don't get you here that we want to do something which will make this world a better place to live. What can I do? And there are a lot of people who came to me when I decided to go leave my job. It has already been said, I was doing my MPhil at the Tata Institute, obviously to become a professor. And I cleared my NET exam. And that was the time when, for some time, I joined Oxfam India Trust, the funding agency, British funding agency. And I took up the job because the job required extensive traveling in the rural areas. And I wanted to see the rural areas. I knew that since I qualified in psychology as a clinical psychologist, I won't get much opportunity to go and visit the villages. So I thought this was the best time. I took up the job, went to the rural areas of Chhattisgarh. At that time it was a part of Madhya Pradesh. And Bundelkhand, Baghelkhand, and a part of Maharashtra also, Vidarbha, and other areas. And I realized that where is the independence that we are talking about? Our constitution says that every citizen of this free nation has these rights. But in the rural area, there was nothing like rule of law. Everything was happening according to the corrupt officials and the landlords, big landlords. And that is the time I told those people that aap log lado. You paying bribes to every other person. You work for days together, months together, you don't get paid. Why don't you fight? And one of them stood up and said, you come in a foreign vehicle and you tell us to fight. ये हमको समझ नहीं आता है, really feel we should fight. Why don't you join us? I went back, I quit my job, packed my bags and went to Chhattisgarh. And now it is 16 years that we have been working in various tribal areas. And all we are trying to do is, we are trying to get dignified life for a number of people who are in the tribal areas. It is beyond our comprehension what life is for these marginalized groups who don't even get 2 square meals in a day. We are talking of Korku tribe in Madhya Pradesh, in Baitul district, where we have been fighting, where people die of starvation every year. We know of people, when we come to the urban areas, we feel people being suffocated of their surpluses. And then we go to the tribal areas and we feel people starving because of hunger, because there is no food, there is no money, there is nothing called justice. And we had decided that we want to fight it. The first area that I started working was in Barhi at Jabalpur, where people who had been displaced by the Narmada Dam, the first Barhi Dam on Narmada River. In Jabalpur, people from 3 districts, Sydney, Manda and Jabalpur had been displaced. We started working with the district people, with Megha Patkar and Dr. B.D. Sharma. I met Anurag over there, who was also an activist. He was a civil engineer who had quit his job and was working with Megha Patkar and other groups. We married there and we decided to go to an interior tribal area where not many people are ready to go. And we shifted to Baitul district. The decision to shift to Baitul district was when we went to explore. I went to explore with another of my junior colleagues and I was arrested as a Naxalite. Just because I was moving around in the rural area. And I told the superintendent of police that thank you very much. You have helped me make my decision. Now I'm going to work in Baitul district and we see you more often. And we took up a small place in a small tehsil place called Shahpur in Baitul district and we stayed there for 8 years. And gradually we started organizing the Korku tribes in that area. It is difficult. We need patience for that. Nowadays I see in this generation everything has to be immediate. We don't want to wait, we don't have patience. Immediate results. And if it doesn't, we keep skipping to something new. Because we see we are not getting results. We see people around us, we see people earning a lot of money. Our criteria, even the parents, the criteria for success has changed. We try to apply our mind and let our mind rule our life. I've seen the papers today, I was just talking on the way. The paper said that mind-brain mapping will let us decide and help us to decide what profession the child should take. How is handled dexterity. There is no place for heart. No place for heart. Our mind decides on the profession, then we try to force our heart into it. It doesn't work sometimes. Wouldn't it be easier if we let our heart decide, and then the mind will work full time for it? Because that is what the heart wants. And that is what we did. We decided, I know when I decided to go to the tribal area, there was no food, we didn't have any vehicle, we decided we won't take any funding. It was difficult. To walk for 32 kilometers in a day without food, there was no food. We didn't want to take any funding because then it's very difficult to win their trust because they feel this is an NGO. This is what their job is. Let them do what they want to do. But we said no. It is not that we fight for your rights and you will sit and watch. We have to fight together. We need our Sangatna. We need to have people's movement. We need to have ideological changes. We have to work towards it. We need to do some creative work. At that time we said, but we will not contest elections. This is in 93 when we went to the village. हम चुनाव नहीं करेंगे. That is how all we middle class people are brought up in that village.